Hey, did you know that Aries, the fiery trailblazer of the Zodiac, hides 20 secret virtues that could completely flip how you see them? Not just the bold, impulsive warrior you've heard about. This sign has depths of passion, loyalty, and grit that'll leave you stunned. Stick with me, because we're diving into a side of Aries that's gonna make your jaw drop and your heart race. Let's kick things off with a little spark of curiosity. What if I told you Aries might just be the ultimate lover, the fiercest defender, and the most generous soul, all wrapped in one untamed package? Yeah, I've seen it firsthand, and I've got stories that'll make you lean in close. Picture this. A friend of mine, born under this sign, once turned a crumbling relationship into a wildfire of romance with just a single, unexpected gesture. A midnight drive to stargaze. No words, just pure connection. That's Aries for you, balancing raw passion with a respect for freedom like no other. They don't do shallow. When they love, it's intense, authentic, keeping the flame alive without losing who they are. But here's the twist. How do they manage to guard their heart while giving so much? We're gonna peel back those layers, from their hidden softness to their iron will. And trust me, you'll never look at an Aries the same way again. Now, let's lay it all out so you can really get why Aries is more than meets the eye. This fire sign, ruled by Mars, is often pegged as brash or headstrong, but that's just the surface. Beneath that, they've got a treasure trove of virtues, 20 to be exact, that show their true colors as lovers, friends, and fighters for what's right. First up, their romantic game is unmatched. They're not just passionate, they're thoughtful, weaving excitement with stability. I've watched an Aries partner plan a surprise weekend trip just to see their loved ones smile, down to the last detail, like packing their favorite snacks. Yet, they'll never claim, always valuing their own space. Then there's their generosity, a trait that spills into every corner of their life. Whether it's sharing time, energy, or even just a listening ear, they give without expecting a thing back. I recall a time when an Aries in my circle dropped everything to help a struggling neighbor, staying up all night to fix a busted pipe. No thanks needed, just pure heart. And don't get me started on their honesty in love. If a relationship's off, they'd rather walk away than fake it, choosing clarity over comfort. I've seen this play out when someone close to me ended a toxic bond. Tears in their eyes, but head held high, knowing it was better to be real than to linger in a lie. Their trust, though, is a double-edged sword. They dive in wholeheartedly, risking deep hurt. Yet, they bounce back, ready to love again. Add to that their lion-like stance against injustice. Cross a line, and they're roaring, defending the underdog without a second thought. Think of that Aries coworker who stood up to unfair treatment at a meeting, voice steady, refusing to let it slide, even if it meant ruffling feathers. Their stubborn streak? Oh, it's real. Try changing their mind without solid facts, and you'll hit a brick wall. But it's rooted in a fierce self-confidence. They've got a cold exterior sometimes, shielding a warm core only the trusted few see. Challenges? They face them head-on. Warriors through and through, I've marveled at an Aries friend tackling a career setback, turning sleepless nights into a comeback plan with sheer grit. Their decisive nature makes them natural leaders, while peace only comes with the right person, someone who calms their restless soul. They hide disappointment well, but true pain cuts deep. Seeing them break is rare and raw. Their sensuality in intimacy, electric, unforgettable, living for the now. Irritation flares fast, but fades quick. Don't poke the bear unless you're ready for blunt truth. Respect is non-negotiable. Disrespect them or theirs, and you'll feel the heat. They thrive in the present, charm with persistence, dodge negative vibes, seek clarity at all hours, and can't lie to save their life. Honesty's their core, and good luck telling them what to do. They carve their own path, mistakes and all. These virtues aren't just traits, they're a complex dance of fire and heart, making Aries a force you can't ignore. But wait, here's a curveball that'll make you rethink everything. Could Aries' greatest strength also be their biggest vulnerability? Let's dig deeper into this paradox. Their emotional generosity, that willingness to love with every fiber, often leaves them exposed. I've seen it up close. Someone I know poured their all into a relationship, trusting without hesitation, only to be blindsided by betrayal. The hurt was palpable. Late-night calls confessing doubts, yet they didn't shut down. Instead, they learned, grew, and loved again, braver each time. That cold shield they build, it's not indifference, it's survival. Picture an Aries at a party, all laughs and confidence, but their eyes dart away when talk turns personal. They're guarding a softness few earn the right to see. And when pain truly hits their soul, it's a storm, rare but shattering. I remember a moment when an Aries let their guard down after a loss. Tears falling in silence, a side so hidden it felt like witnessing a secret. They crave peace, but only with the perfect match, someone who steadies their chaos. I've watched this unfold as an Aries found calm with a partner who matched their energy, yet grounded them. Late evenings spent just being. No need for constant action. This vulnerability isn't weakness. It's the raw fuel behind their courage. They risk heartbreak, face rejection, yet keep opening up because to them, love, real, messy, true, is worth the fight. So, are they invincible or just masters at hiding their cracks? That's the question that'll linger as we push toward the heart of what makes Aries tick. And now, let's hit the core, the absolute essence of Aries' hidden power, their unyielding spirit, paired with a heart that fights for what's right, no matter the cost. Start with their courage. It's not just about personal battles. It's about inspiring everyone around them. I've seen an Aries take on a challenge that seemed impossible, a career pivot with zero safety net, late night studying, fueled by nothing but belief in themselves. Friends rallied behind them, not because they had to, but because that energy was contagious, pushing everyone to aim higher. Their sense of justice burns just as bright. Picture this: an Aries in a heated community debate, standing up for someone sidelined, voice cutting through the noise. Not for glory, but because unfairness is a personal affront. I've witnessed this fire when someone I know confronted a workplace bully, risking their own position to protect a quieter colleague. Consequences be damned. Their stubbornness ties into this. It's not blind, it's conviction. Try convincing them to back down from a cause they believe in. I've tried, armed with logic, only to be met with a steely gaze and a counter-argument sharper than mine. They're decisive leaders, too, making bold calls when others hesitate. I recall a group project spiraling until an Aries stepped up, slicing through indecision with a plan that worked. Their confidence a lifeline, and their independence, it's everything. Telling them how to live is like telling the wind where to blow. I've seen them reject well-meaning advice, stumble, then rise stronger, owning every lesson. But let's not forget their romantic honesty. They'll end a failing bond rather than fake it. A choice I've watched unfold as an Aries walked away from a long-term partner, pain etched on their face, yet freed by truth. Their generosity amplifies this strength. Material, emotional, always there. I've known an Aries to give their last dollar to a friend in need. No questions asked, just a quiet nod. And in intimacy, their passion is a wildfire, every moment intense, as I've heard whispered stories of encounters that linger in memory. These aren't isolated traits. They're a web of fire and resolve, woven with a refusal to settle for less than real. From dodging low vibes to demanding respect, seeking clarity to living in the now, Aries doesn't just exist, they ignite. Their inability to lie, their sharp temper when provoked, their charming pursuit, all of it builds a portrait of a sign that's as complex as it is compelling. This is Aries at their peak, a warrior who loves deeply, fights fiercely, and never, ever gives up, no matter how many times the world knocks them down. All right, let's lighten the mood with a little Aries magic that'll make you smile or maybe blush. Their sensuality? Oh, it's a whole other level. I've heard tales of an Aries turning a simple date into a pulse-racing adventure. Every touch electric, every glance a promise. Living so fully in the moment, it's like time stops. They're not just about the heat, though their charm is a weapon. Picture them wooing someone with that persistent, disarming grin. Never pushy, just making you feel like the only person in the room. I've seen it happen at a crowded bar, an Aries locking eyes with their crush, weaving through the noise with a confidence that's pure magnetism, until laughter seals the deal. And here's the funny bit. Don't ever expect them to pull off a sneaky lie. They're terrible at it. I've caught one fumbling through a fib about being late. Cheeks red, words tripping over each other. Honesty just spills out, and you can't help but laugh. Their temper flares quick. Sure, but it's gone just as fast. I've dodged a sharp comeback from an irritated Aries over a silly misunderstanding, only to see them crack a joke minutes later. Storm over. It's endearing, really, how they can't hold a grudge. Their quirks, like chasing clarity at 2 a.m. with a frantic text, or steering clear of anyone dragging down their vibe, paint a picture of a soul that's unapologetically alive. I've chuckled watching an Aries dodge a complainer at a gathering, politely excusing themselves with a made-up errand, their need for positivity almost comical in its urgency. And that bluntness, when respect's on the line, it's a riot sometimes. I've overheard an Aries shut down a rude comment with a single cutting line, the room going silent, then erupting in awkward giggles. These little moments, these bursts of passion and humor, show why Aries sticks with you. They're not perfect, but they're real, raw, fiery, and full of surprises that keep you guessing, keep you hooked, keep you coming back for more of that untamed energy. So here we are, at the heart of it all. Aries, with their 20 hidden virtues, is a force of nature, blending wildfire passion with a warrior's grit, a lover's depth, and a friend's boundless generosity. They fight for justice, love without holding back, face every storm with courage, and live so fiercely in the present that you can't help but feel alive around them. Their quirks, their vulnerabilities, their unshakable honesty, it all adds up to a sign that's as inspiring as it is complex. If you've loved peeling back these layers with me, show some love. Hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the bell. Your support keeps me fired up to share more cosmic secrets. And hey, since platform changes can be unpredictable, don't wait. Share this with your horoscope crew before it's gone. One last thing. What's the wildest Aries trait you've ever seen in action? Drop it in the comments. I'm dying to read your stories and swap some laps.